They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Ready. 15, run. 15 run.
Let him know.
5.
Now Hill looking to throw on first. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Blowing that play up was Henry Anderson. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and long. It's Hill. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10.
Sack. Lights by 4. Target.
A 1st down throw. Darnold caught here by Bell. 20. And some room to run now. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one goes for 30 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll try the sweep with Bell. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for 2nd down.
We're going to sack. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Rip left.
Now on 2nd and 16. Darnold. And he's got a man, Demaryius Thomas. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Darnold, a sneak. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be 1st and goal.
54. Mike 54. You ain't going nowhere. Check 4.
Now Darnold keeps it. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. from a yard out. And the Jets will extend their lead.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
On the ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Back to throw. Hill. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
Hill on first down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Check.
Now it's Hill. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Let's go now. 60 outlaw.
I got it. Check the backer. Kill. Turn up.
On the ball. Hit it.
Now this will be a jet sweep. Here's Thomas with it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Now Hill. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, 21 yards. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Hey, my 7.
Give me some.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Fourth down and goal.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And Lutz puts this one through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time.
54, right there, 54, Mike.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now a draw play. This is Bell. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
From just shy of midfield, Darnold. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. This one caught by Crowder. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Come on, let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Traquan Smith, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Let's go. 15, Ronnie. 15 line.
I hope you brought your lessons. I'm going to take you to school. Let's go.
Secret.
From the gun, here's Hill. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 21 yards there on third down. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Crowder now to return. Might have needed just one more block as it stands, 37-yard return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now it's Darnold. Going deep now for Herndon. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way down to the 9. Big yardage that time for the Jets. And even 40 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Here's Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The quick slant caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. From 8 yards out. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the lead is now 17-3. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Hill. Now this is a catch by Ted Ginn. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 45-yard line. Hill looks to throw. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something.
And nothing but daily sideline ahead. A big play there out of Kamara. 64 yards on the ground. And a guy that can change the game, shows you a glimpse of it right there, taking the ball down inside the red zone.
It just tells you how tough it is for a defense. You just hold on all game and essentially hold your breath. Will they break a big one on us at any point during the game? It just happened right there.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this 3rd quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the 2nd half.
And that's by...
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara taking it in as his guys are back within a single score. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
That goes for a gain of 31.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Darnold from the gun. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 20-yard line. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll go back to the ground with Bell. Bell a 1st down and then some. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And caught by Thomas. Touchdown, Jets. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Jets will extend their lead. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They run it again with Kamara, and the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Hill. And Ginn's got it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Down. 18 games. Chopper.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A Saints first down there on a gain of 11. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Here's Hill. Escaping the pressure right. And Hill's hit, and he lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. Past the 20. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that, and that's what they've done all game long.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And an alley to run. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Kamara. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. We have played 3 quarters. And that'll do it for the end of the 3rd quarter. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. First throw now for the backup Breeze. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Matthias Farley. And it's a touchdown for the Jets. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And fresh off the pick six. They've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Breeze being chased out left. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The Saints... I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Breeze, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. To throw, it's Breeze. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he locates Josh Hill, complete. 17 there, and a New Orleans 1st down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Breeze now, perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit.
When we drop defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
They'll try to run with Murray. And he will not make it to the goal line. The defense holds him here. And this is still a 3-score game as the lead remains 18. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror. I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now.
And it just crawled into bed. I'm gonna go on. Is it okay if I go onto your account?
I see an extra defensive back
so
on the field. Little
I'll
surprise here on
his
3rd
to
and
make
1.
mine so I can play card.
A first throw for the backup Osweiler. Looking here for Smith downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they show confidence in their defense by punting it away.
He was brought down by Brandon Copeland.
Man,
throwing on 2nd and 8. Breeze.
I joined the league where you have to play like first person, where you can't have the defense on like normal.
Breeze looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
It's quite different.
Northwestern Wildcat Austin Carr, and he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Breeze to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a 1st down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Breeze. Lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Breeze got his open man. It's Carr. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. On 1st down, Breeze. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Murray. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
All I have to do is turn around and
he'll get 15 and a Saints 1st down. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Saints get a bit closer.
I'll give you.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
A 4th quarter score, meanwhile, from Kansas City. The Chiefs have added on. They're pulling away in that one. If they hold on, a victory there would be their 3rd of the year.
Tight end
New York
Smith.
offense taking over for their next possession.
I knew how much you
checking
liked
the
inside
timeouts. They do
game.
have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. I guess
Sliders.
I
kind of wish sliders were at 300.
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch
took
high
a
school,
loss to the
college, or
Cardinals
the NFL.
yesterday.
Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire.
Oh.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Vincent Smith, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Go now. 30 base.
That's what they say.
Throwing now is Osweiler. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Ken Crawley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Bree's going to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Breanne Bonnie Calhoun. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes.
Check 24, check 24.
General West. Big grip.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.